Hey guys, what is up? Welcome to another video with Gamers Class. This is Shizzy Dota here, and this video is going to be all about the 10 strongest shards that I personally believe are the strongest right now in the game, and these heroes are overall being picked in the current meta, and I think it's partially because their AGHANIM'S shards are way better compared to other heroes right now in the game. So without any waiting, let's get right into the video.
If you like this type of content, go to gamersclass.com. For just $9.99 a month, watch masterclasses with pro players, join exclusive live sessions, and get 24/7 access to coaches and other high MMR players. Get full control of your ranked games and start owning with our Supreme Dota 2 membership.
First up on the list, guys, is Puck. And I feel like this hero does a lot with the AGHANIM'S shard. Winning Rift now deals 70 bonus damage and knocks enemies back 250 distance over 0.4 seconds. Reveals invisible enemy units and wards in the area for 5 seconds. Which is super good. What you can do is you can basically use this to break the coil on the enemy. I mean, if they're running away or something, you can actually break the coil with the Winning Rift. You can also reveal invisible enemy units in a certain area of the Winning Rift, and it does 70 more bonus damage, so all the better. Next up on the list is TIDEHUNTER. Now, TIDEHUNTER's AGHANIM'S shard is very basic, very simple, and it adds a lot of value. Increases anchor smash damage by 90 and causes it to affect buildings. Reduces cooldown by 1 second. So 90 damage is actually a lot. It basically doubles the spell itself. The attack bonus damage you normally get at level 4 is 180. And once you get the shard, you'll be doing 270 damage. 1 second cooldown reduction, and you can also use it on towers, which is just insanely good. So normally TIDEHUNTER is a hero that really doesn't do much sieging in the game, but with the AGHANIM'S shard, that completely changes. Next up is MEDUSA. And with MEDUSA, it's quite basic, cold-blooded. When MEDUSA is targeted with a spell, a single target Mystic Snake is sent back towards the enemy. And this works really well with your plus 32 Mystic Snake mana gain. You will potentially never run out of mana if the enemy have a lot of heroes that do single targets. Like, they throw single target spells at you.
Slithering.
Quite basic, quite simple, and I think this is one of the many reasons why a lot of Medusa is being played in pubs right now. Next up is Queen of Pain, guys. And I personally love the AGHANIM'S shard. It really releases a Sonic Boom with when Queen of Pain blinks, and both her starting and ending locations deals 150 damage in a 300 AoE and silences for 1.5 seconds. So this is good for a lot of reasons. One, when you're trying to get out of bad situations, you can like blink like this and you silence the enemy. Even better thing about this is that you can actually push waves quite easily with this, because you can just this and this. It does overlap the damage. If you use the blink in the same AoE, it will do twice the damage. So you potentially do 300 damage, and with the Scream of Pain you do 300 damage as well, so you can easily push out waves without having any problem. Normally you would require level 20 as a Queen of Pain with that AoE Shadow Strike to push out waves, but now with the AGHANIM'S shard you can just do it really fast, and you can potentially go for the spell Lifesteal talent and make things easier for yourself. So next up on the list is Mars. Spear of Mars impales up to 2 units and leaves a fire trail behind for 10 seconds, deals 35 damage per second, and slows by 20%. Debuff lingers for 2 seconds. So this is really good for the late game, and it actually helps you do more damage. Like, you leave a 35 damage per second trail behind you, and you slow the enemy by 20%, which is super good. There you go. So you can potentially just disable 2 heroes in team fights, which is really good as the game goes on into the late game. And you can actually just leave a trail of DPS just like this in team fights, which is nice. So next up is Juggernaut, guys. And Juggernaut's Magnum Shard increases movement speed during Blade Fury by 100 and attacks random nearby units once per second, dealing 75% damage. So I personally think this is the strongest Magnum Shard right now in the game out of every single hero. And why? Because basically you're just immune in teamfights. And not only do you do damage with your Fury, but you actually right-click the enemies as well, which is so strong into the late game. Once you have like 4 or 5 slots on you, once you have that Blade Fury DPS talent on you, you do insane amounts of damage. And it is very simple. It also increases your movement speed, which just makes things way easier. You run so fast. With the phase boots and the Yasha, you're potentially gonna have like almost 500 speed as you're spinning. 550 actually when you use the phase boots. So you have maxed out speed. You do a lot of damage with the spin, and you're also right clicking heroes for 75% of your damage, which is insanely good. So I personally think this is the strongest Magnum Shard right now in the game, guys. Next up is Storm Spirit, and Storm Spirit gets Electric Rave. Grant Storm Spirit and allied heroes within 750 AoE of him 3 overload charges. Provides 40 attack speed. Lasts up to 12 seconds or until the charges are depleted. So this is really good for team fights. It's also really good for going Roche, especially at Roche actually. Your heroes and your teammates basically don't not only get extra attack speed, but they actually get 3 overload charges as well. On top of it, they will share the same overload bonuses that you have. So let's say you have the 24 overload damage talent, your teammates will also get it. If you have the 2x overload attack bounce, your teammates will also get that. So imagine 5 heroes just throwing around overload attack bounces everywhere. The team fight is gonna be a chaos. So I personally feel like this is a very strong Magnum Shard right now in the game. Yes. Next up, guys, is Pangolier, and this is a bit tricky. Pangolier curls into an immobile protective ball for up to 4 seconds, gaining magic immunity and allowing him to turn. Can be cast during Rolling Thunder to temporarily hit the brakes. Can cast Rolling Thunder and Shield Crash during roll up. If enemies attack Pangolier during this, he will roll away from the attacker for 0.5 seconds, applying Roll Thunder damage stun if there are enemies in the way, and the cooldown is 30 seconds. So the good thing about this is you don't really need to buy a BKB on Pangolier anymore. If you get into a weird situation, all you gotta do is you just gotta roll up, and then you can pop your ultimate. So if you get into a weird situation, you can just roll up, get that magic immunity, and then pop your Rolling Thunder. So per se, if you get coiled or something, or if you're in a bad spot, you can always just roll up and get out of bad situations. This makes Pangolier a really strong hero in the meta right now with this shard. Next up, guys, is Windranger. Power Shot now becomes global, but only hits heroes beyond its default range, max 1 hero. Impacted heroes will be killed if they're under 13% after taking the impact damage. Scales based on Power Shot channel. So you could basically hit this anywhere on the map. Almost like absolutely anywhere. And then if the enemy is below 13% after the damage that is done by the power shot, they will die. So this works like Ancient Apparition's ulti, if you know about that. And it's really good against heroes like Morph, or actually just anyone, any hero in the game that's just running away at a low HP and you know where they are. Just use that power shot and you actually kill them. Also, you get 100 power shot damage at 15, so this just makes it even better. 550 power shot damage with this. It's super good for heroes that are just running away. So the last on the list is Alchemist, guys, and Alchemist gets a Berserk Potion, and you can throw this potion at yourself or at an ally, applying a basic Dispel and giving them 50 attack speed and 40 HP regen. So as we all know, Alchemist is countered really hard by Roots and Vessel. So not only do you have a basic Dispel on your Chemical Rage, you now have it with your Berserk Potion as well. So let's say you are Vesseled or basically any kind of basic Dispel spell on you, you can get it away with Berserk Potion. So you don't really need to buy Manta anymore on Alchemist to dispel things. You just gotta get a Shard, and you already have your ultimate to dispel things. So you can dispel 2 things, and if you have a BKB, you can potentially dispel Vessel or any kind of Root 3 times, which just makes Alchemist so strong in the current patch, and this is why a lot of people are playing it. And so that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button if you like the video. I'll be seeing you guys in the next video, and that's pretty much it for this, guys. Have a good time grinding.